So you want to have regular sex. A lot of my couples will come to me and talk to me about this concept of like, we never have regular sex. Let's go back in history to like when you first started dating your partner. Everybody in the beginning of a relationship has, well, everybody, most people have pretty frequent sex. You can't say everybody, right? But like most people have pretty frequent sex, and they always say like, oh my God, we had the best time. It was so fun. It was really energetic. Like we didn't even have to think about it. It's called a honeymoon period. Everybody has a honeymoon period, or most people do. And it's very fun because you don't have to think about sex. It just kind of comes naturally. That lasts around 6 months to 2 years. And then after that, it really is work to have regular sex. You're not going to just fall into bed all the time because you have work, you have jobs, you have things to do, you have kids, whatever the things are that are like getting in the way of sex, those are the things, right? So what is different about a couple that has regular sex versus not regular sex? Well, a few factors. One is they set some boundaries in their life and make it a priority. What would you do to do that? So some couples will actually have a conversation, pretty frank, about, you know, like we think it'd be good for us to be striving for somewhere between 1 to 2 times a week. That's what we want to be. Or it could be once a week, or it could be once a month. Everybody is varied in the range of how frequent they want their sex to be. But I would say the average number that people come up with in my office is 1 to 2 times a week. Okay. So you come up with this agreement of we're striving for this. Okay. But then how do you put that into action? Well, then the action doesn't look like, okay, we're going to do, say you decide you're going to try it on Wednesdays and sometime on the weekends, which again, is a very common thing that people do because Wednesday's hump day, of course. But the Wednesdays and the weekends sometime. With Wednesday, it's not like, okay, it's time. We said we're going to do it on Wednesday. There's nothing sexy about that. If you are starting to make a routine around Wednesday, for example, then earlier in the day, you try to get flirty with each other. Maybe you send more complimentary texts, or you kiss each other some, show some affection, but you're trying to build up some intention and warmth to feel more like that. You might, and that's interactively. Internally, you might be thinking more about sex. You might be planning, what's something fun I could do for the night? What's a way I can get something out of this? If you have had the same routine sex for a while and it feels like it's been old, maybe you start thinking about, you know, what's a way we can make it fun tonight? You know, we haven't done it this way in a while. Or if you guys get into sex toys, it could be, you know, we've had this sex toy that we just bought. Maybe we'll play with that tonight. And you might even, in addition to just thinking about it, like put that out there in a text. Like, you know, you could use the sex toy tonight if you're interested. I don't know, let's try it, you know. But so you start talking about it, you engage, you interact, you make it fun. And then this is the thing. So you've been working. I know you guys have lives. That's fine. You can't just devote your whole life to sex. It's fine. But part of making it the priority still looks like, okay, let's set aside some time with each other for this evening. And time is not 10 minutes. It's like, please give each other an hour or two. No, I'm not expecting you to have sex for an entire hour. But what I'm talking about with an hour or two is time to slow down, time to decompress from work, time to talk to each other and feel like, oh yeah, I like him or I like them. Time to feel connected again. So it could look like eating dinner with each other. It could look like just having a conversation instead of going straight for the TV. But it basically looks like building into even that connection before you go into that sexual experience. And there's this belief that people have that you have to feel aroused or desire to get into a sexual experience. And it's just not the truth. You can build into desire. You can create desire by connecting with each other. Sometimes couples are just naked and they hold each other and rub bodies until they feel something. Like you can do that. That can build into desire. Talking about a sexy thing with each other, watching a sexy thing with each other. But the difference between couples who are having regular sex and couples who aren't is that the couples who have regular sex are very intentional about creating desire with each other and putting energy and effort into doing that and setting boundaries around other things that get in the way, like saying no to kids coming into their room or saying no to working late that night. So if you would like to see me and learn more about how to have a better regular sex life, you can submit a contact form at therapistinstlouis.com. Or to watch more videos, please like and subscribe.